Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous Tea. Hello to the Anonymous Tea Sippers. Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Today, I'm going to be reviewing and reacting to the queen, the legend, the icon herself, Janet Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Apparently, it was missed by me that a few days ago she did an interview with Allure magazine going over some of the behind-the-scenes tea on some of her most infamous music videos and iconic performances, and I somehow completely missed it. I don't know how that happened, but there's been so much happening, and if you missed it too, I will be sure to link this interview in the description box. It is a fun 12 minutes down memory lane of some of Janet's most iconic music videos. So we get right to it. There's no particular order of the videos. She starts off talking about Rhythm Nation back in 1989 and how the director wanted to bring positivity, light, and energy to a kid who was troubled. The theme of the music video was inspired by a movie called Blade Runner. The elevator scene was from Blade Runner that is in the music video. They filmed it in downtown LA. They were on set for 21 hours. Also, the uniforms were inspired by a movie called Fahrenheit 451. And the tweaks that they made to the wardrobe was adding a lot more hardware, a lot more of, the jewels, the jewelry, everything else that you see on there. The infamous earring key, Janet had molded after her actual key that she had to use to take care of animals when she was a child, because her chore as a kid was to clean the cages and wash them and take care of all the animals, which include giraffes, peacocks, pheasants, sheep, fawn, and so forth. So it was something to where, kids were really in awe and enjoyed the earring key that Janet Jackson had. Her mom loved to put Janet Jackson in different hoop earrings that were gold and silver. So the key was like a nice touch that everybody loved. Next, we jump into the Scream music video with Michael Jackson, rest in peace. And essentially, there was a lot of autonomy on this project with Michael and Janet. And Michael Jackson's label, Sony, pretty much chose everybody for the project. It was originally supposed to be shot in 2 days. However, it ended up taking a whole week. The budget, the music video cost $7 million. And Janet said she did not have to pay for it. Her brother did. So how about that? Also, she said that she enjoyed, shooting this music video with Michael because they got to spend a lot of time dancing together and dancing at the dance studio, because it was something that they used to do all the time as a child. But because they blew up and they had both iconic careers, they didn't have as much time to do that. So it was fun to have some downtime to do that for this particular video. There was an idea of the director to shoot music video in black and white. However, Janet also mentions that the color images that came out from the music video also look just as amazing as the black and white video does. Next, we get into the music video for What's It Gonna Be featuring Busta Rhymes in 1999. It was the first time that Janet Jackson was working with Hype Williams as a director. Basically, Busta and Hype had the idea of a futuristic music video, and Janet is all about anything that's bold or futuristic. Also by the name of Janet was her hairstylist that did her hair. Janet also shouts out the stylist and makeup artist. And then she keeps saying a few times in the segment for this music video that they had to put in what is called big black cock feathers, which was the name of the bird, but literally there were these lashes that she had to use that were called big black cock feathers. Anyways, so she also wanted to do something innovative in terms of her look. So she didn't see anybody at the time with black lips. So that was something that she had wanted to incorporate for the music video. Also, Janet had something shiny for her beauty mark. And so a fun fact of a story that she never told until now was that when she stuck her tongue out, people thought that she was about to lick Busta Rhymes, but actually it was the beauty mark on her face, the shiny thing. It like slid down her face, and so she was trying to catch it so that she doesn't have to, ruin the take or retake the scene. And she basically like had her tongue out to try to hurry up and lick it off of her lip and then put it in her tongue. And so that was essentially what happened with that scene and why people see that. June Ambrose, who's a famous stylist for a lot of hip hop artists, did the styling for this music video. They mocked up this cat suit, and essentially the mock-up is still fine. However, the original outfit itself basically withered away because the materials and everything else just was old and no longer really exists. And then Janet comes back and said that she wanted to also emphasize the cock rings and all of the rings that were in each of her acrylic nails. And it basically took Janet 11 hours to get in full makeup and wardrobe to film this music video. And so then, Janet also mentioned that pretty much for all of her music videos, it's pretty much a big family, and she tends to like to work with a lot of the same people. Next, we get into the Together Again video, which was in 1997. The director, Seb, who she worked with, was a photographer, and this was his first time actually shooting a music video. She met him in Paris. Janet's hair is red because Janet said she was bored with her hair and wanted to do something different, so she dyed her hair red. And she said basically the hairstylist was making Janet's hair to look like tree branches. Was the theme for that. And they would take wire and basically twist her hair to make it look like different tree branches. So then Janet talks about the animals that were actually in the video belonged to her brother, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's giraffe and an elephant that was gifted to him by Elizabeth Taylor were in this music video. Apparently what happened was the giraffe got away at some point during this filming of the video, and they were scared to tell Janet because obviously she's Michael's sister, and they were using these animals for the music video. However, they eventually ended up finding the giraffe. Next, we go back to 1983 for the iconic If music video. And so, Janet was basically referencing how, this was before the days of FaceTiming and teleconferencing, how, it was basically before its time where people are watching, and teleconference Janet back in 93. And so she loved the, theme of the video shows and the different dress suits and wigs and shaved heads and so forth, and also having like the bed hair of like the free flowing natural hair and her hair being light and everything. Janet felt this was her more sensual era. Also, it was basically filmed at an Asian nightclub. And also I was hoping that Janet would get into a lot of the choreography, but that really wasn't mentioned in a lot of these videos that she talked about. And I really wanted her to talk about the choreo. Then I felt like, honestly, real talk, I felt like there was like a huge segment of the If music video that just completely got edited out because it was so abrupt how we got to the next music video. And If is like one of my favorite songs. I'm like, okay, that's all we're going to say about it. That's the end. So I was just lost. Okay, so next we go into the Pleasure Principle music video, 1986. And Janet basically says this is when, Guess jeans are a thing. And a fun fact, Janet had an older friend when she was a teenager that worked at Guess. And so every day after school, Janet would work the cash register and fold up Guess jeans. And so she would also like get out of school early and got to do that. So essentially that was kind of part of, the inspiration and what she wanted to wear. And also it was casual, it was relaxed and everything else. She said she doesn't remember or know what the numbers and letters meant, just that it was some type of designer shirt that she had. And so she had no clue. And then the shoes were wrestling shoes because Janet likes to wear, or used to like to wear all the time, wrestling shoes. So she thought it would be cool to dance in wrestling shoes for this music video. Also, another interesting fact was Janet, her hairstylist, that had been, doing her hair and cutting her hair since she was 17, came up with this nice look for the music video. And Janet loved the look, but she said after 2 days, she wanted all of her hair cut off and literally cut all of her hair off except for like an inch and a half left because she said she just didn't want to be bothered with long hair. And I guess when you're Janet Jackson, you could just up and do that. So, so that was that. Janet did say that she didn't think, in particular, specifically with this video and other videos, how much this would be an inspiration for generations to come, how much people would enjoy this. She said at the time when she's filming these music videos, she's just thinking about, doing her best, putting in the work and doing the best job that she can, and to see how many people are inspired by her, because a lot of people are sending her, different recreations of her performances and her iconic looks over the years. And, it just really touches her, and she feels amazing, to see how many people that she's inspired. Next, we go to 1997 for the I Get Lonely music video. And essentially, the theme of the video is the theme of loneliness and how you're not interacting with any humans and how you're unclothing a mannequin and all this other stuff. And she also felt that that was type of a future theme in that that you're so lonely that you can't interact with humans, you're interacting with mannequins. And so you long to have another human being there, but all you can do is just, basically undress the mannequin. So, and next, Janet also wanted some bold scenes in the music video. So when she's like walking through the corridor with purpose and everything else. She also says that she had a crystal mole that you notice in the car scene in the music video. Also, another theme was to have her hair straightened. It was something different for Janet. Also, Janet was, saying how nobody had red hair at the time, so she went red. Then Janet also talks about the wardrobe and the dance sequence of having kind of the mix of masculine and feminine with like the tie and then the shirt with the corset over it and then wearing like wide leg pants. And then a fun fact, allegedly the hat that she wore is allegedly from Mick Jagger, or at least that's what they told her. So that was an interesting fact. I didn't know that. And so Janet then kind of takes a trip down memory lane because she said she had been looking at some older photos of herself, specifically when she was around the age of 14, and how much of a tomboy she was and how she liked to be comfortable, like basically, dressed from head to toe, covered up. And, she said she was more comfortable in that than wearing like the push-up bras and like the tight clothes and showing off her leg and all of that stuff. And so it was nice for her to look back at those looks. And she said pretty much, from Rhythm Nation up until the Janet album, she was just basically covered up, from head to toe. So that was that. And then Janet was talking about how she preserved some of her iconic looks from different music videos and performances, some things that she auctioned off and some that she kept for herself. But essentially, for instance, for, like Rhythm Nation, All For You, If, and I Get Lonely, part of preserving it was taking it to the right cleaners and to properly have it boxed up. And they would basically label it if it was for the music video or if it was for an award show performance. And then she was said they essentially hung from floor to ceiling. And so that essentially was it. It was a very quick 12 minutes that like flew by. I actually wanted to see some more music videos, and I actually wanted maybe another segment where we can talk about the iconic performances that she's done over the years and the inspiration for some of the different wardrobe that she had and makeup and everything else. The one thing that I really wanted was for her to talk a little bit more about the choreography, because I felt a lot of her choreography is precise and it's iconic, and I thought we were going to dive into that. Maybe that'll be up for the next Allure magazine interview that they can do that. But either way, Janet Jackson's the blueprint, and it was nice to take a trip down memory lane and experience this interview. So that is all I have. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know what your guys' favorite part of the interview was, if you saw it. And please, if it is your first time coming to my channel, thank you so much for coming and welcome. If it is your second or third time back, thank you for coming back. Welcome back. And please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified the instant that I post new content on this channel. And per usual, I will talk to you guys again very soon, and happy holidays.